Sabrina Carpenter and Sexyy Redd are two sides of the same coin, whether you want to actually admit it or not and be real. They literally just go about it in completely different ways, since Sabrina is, just her, but more digestible for white women. The snow hus, if I will. More of the swearing, twerking and collabs with rappers, which tend to be much more vulgar, than pop music, because it is popular music at the end of the day, which is made to be digestible for the mass plebs that listen to fucking Benson Boone and other NPC femboy music. I made a TikTok about this a while ago and got like over 2 million views, and I'm still getting a bunch of comments and stuff about it today from annoyed white girls. With the trillion comments, so it's obviously a somewhat popular topic that people still feel strongly about. Now, let's point out the obvious. Sabrina is a white woman, aka the worldwide beauty standard. Blonde eyes and blue hair on top of that. So no matter what people say about a white woman, as long as she looks like that, instead of racist ass Daniel Bergoli that decides to act like what she thinks all black people sound like, behave like, and dress like, along with having a kid with a black man, having hella tats, trying to rap. If you even want to call it rap, I don't want to disrespect my culture that much and call that rap. Although Gucci flip flops was still hard. Sexyy Redd is obviously known for doing a bunch of stuff like twerking on stage, especially at the country music festival, which is obviously the absolute worst place to do it, since country fans are already insanely fucking openly racist. Being pretty fucking sexually vulgar, in her music, along with songs like Fuck My Baby Daddy, Hoochie Coochie, Hellcats, SRTs, which is obviously associated with black hood dudes from Atlanta. Basically the Teslas for Asian people if you're not American. Strictly for the strippers, obviously strip club song, I Don't Want to Be Saved, which, calling herself a hoe, of course. Don't save a hoe, Captain, save a hoe. Without many innuendos, and pretty much describing everything, unlike Sabrina, who usually doesn't go as in-depth as her from the music I've heard before, at least, which is a pretty decent chunk of it. Before Nonsense, on her Emails I Can't Send album, which I didn't mind, actually. I had a few songs in there saved, not too bad. It was all like regular pop girl music, like Ariana Grande, kind of very, very different version of Taylor Swift, shit like that. And Nonsense, which is pretty sexual song, not too crazy, but still pretty sexual, that blew up, but it was basically the only sexual song on the album, right? But, also not sure if it's exactly because of her, the label, or both, but she latched onto it and kept leaning into it more and more progressively over the past few years, starting with Short and Sweet. Then obviously, the label kept making more money off of it. She kept making more money, more tours, more streams, more music video views, more people paying for VIP and upgrades at these said concerts. Collabs with even more superstars. Collabs with big brands like Fortnite, Samsung, Dunkin' Nuts, Erewhon, Omega Piss dog shit bullshit for rich people in LA. Thing like 23 American dollars for a pack of cherries and 24 bucks for a smoothie that you could have bought pre-packed at the store for like maybe 4 or 5 USD and a bunch of other shit. But, of course, as I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it with Sabrina. On top of that, Sabrina was doing all this crazy shit on stage, like fetishizing black men, which is very fucking weird and disgusting. On stage talking about BBC, which is 1, obviously extremely fucking weird. 2, even worse, because you'll act like that on stage, but you've never popped out with a black dude romantically, which fetishizers also shouldn't do at the same time, because it's still weird either way. Cock off ugly as fuck white dudes with Latinas and Asian women, namely Asian women though, if we're gonna be honest. Along with visually getting Eiffel Towered on stage by 2 dudes, which is also fucking crazy. Now also, kids watch her, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Once again, it's still on the parents to pay attention what the fuck their kid is watching and what kind of shows and concerts they're going to. That's not on her. You're honestly going to blame that on her and use the kids and stuff as an excuse. You can genuinely lick my asshole. And even then, too, all of this like new super sexual music stuff, it's still kind of weird, since she grew up, more of a Disney girl, but went the more sustainable sex appeal route, unlike Bella Thorne, who just hopped straight into the fucking OF boat whenever that blew up. Now, in comparison, at least with Sexyy Redd, you can say that Sexyy is authentic. Her music sounds more like, other Southern music, other Southern rap music, and at least she's always been herself musically, from what I've heard at least. And always been on that type of timing. Then again, maybe Sabrina may have also been on that type of timing before her 2022 album, privately, of course. But maybe she hopped on the freakeroni and cheese wave and tried to be, Kavina Gates after it started to do well, and her label told her to continue to capitalize on it and go fully into it. Now, obviously also people can change, but going from a mini Taylor Swift to a digestible Sexyy Redd for a white woman in the span of maybe 2 to 3 years is fucking crazy. Now, although Sabrina is a digestible version of Sexyy Redd, does she get 7 quadrillion times more grace for anything she does? Yes. Does Sabrina get called ghetto, nasty, and ratchet for doing almost the same shit that Sexyy Redd does? Absolutely the fuck not in the slightest. Is another massive part of it because she's a dark-skinned black woman on top of all that and gets way more hate than Lotto and a bunch of other female rappers in her same lane? Yes. Yo, low-key peep the after. I was saying this shit hard as fuck. But Fiverr for content creators and editors. CreateContent.com. It's my platform for creators and editors, for us. No bullshit fees. Everything is completely transparent. We cost on average maybe $1 more than Fiverr, but everyone gets points which can be redeemed for order coupons if you're a creator, or just cash for both creators and editors. If you're tired of getting your videos edited like dog shit, you can choose an editor that mainly focuses on that category instead of getting, Fortnite montage editor to edit your IRL content and fucking it up. Successful referrals can also earn points as well, so if you sign up and get friends to give a shot leading to a purchase, you get rewards for each one. If you want to give a shot, I appreciate it. If not, no worries. Link is in the description as well. But Sabrina Carpenter is the digestible white version of Sexyy Redd. If you're fucking with it, you want to see more music content from me, like, follow, all that shit, subscribe. And same thing, TikTok. I post there a lot more frequently. And I have a lot of bangers on there too. I try to post daily on there. And YouTube, going back to 1 week. So yeah.